Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning, Chibuzo.
Yes. Thanks.
Gakwan.
Fine. Fine. Fine.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, all right. So I want to start by sharing the information that I have with you. So I would like to
Okay.
share my screen.
Okay.
I'd like to share my screen so that Windows screen. Share screen. Okay. All right. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah. Yes, yes, I can see them.
Okay. So I want to show you several projects that we promote in Africa through
Okay.
through our platform. So actually, I am kind of a representative to so many astronomy organizations.
Okay.
So I have been very active for the past 2 years. So
Mm-hmm.
I decided to call it a name, like to have a name, you know, so that all my works will be organized. So that is why I come up with the idea of calling it Pan African citizen science.
Mm-hmm.
So what we promote is hands-on activities, not
Okay.
just theories, but hands-on something experimental that will benefit the students. It will also equip them with the necessary skills they need in astrophysics. So,
Okay.
so that is what I want to. Let me start. Let me make it larger. So, so under our project, the first set of projects that I started to promote is I call it Project 1.0. Under this project, we have the Pan African Asteroid Search, and we have space competitions, and we have space arts. I'm going to explain each of these three activities.
Okay.
So, asteroids, asteroids are like rocks in space.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
they orbit between Jupiter and Mars, and
Okay.
on their own, they are quite stable. But from time to time, because of their numerous numbers, they collide. And when they collide, they will shift. Their orbit will shift. So you can imagine that you are driving your car, you are in your different lanes, and somebody mistakenly enters your lane. So you can imagine what could happen. So that is exactly what happens. So when they collide with themselves, or when the gravitational pull of Jupiter, because Jupiter is the largest planet,
Okay.
pulls on their system, their orbit around the sun tends to change. So they begin to cross the orbit of these inner planets here, and there is bound to be danger. Okay, for other planets like Mars and Venus and Mercury, there's no problem. They can collide there. Okay, but for Earth, it's a problem because they can destroy a city. They can
Okay.
destroy a city, you know, and it has happened before. So these are the asteroids. So up to this day, we have discovered up to a million of them, up to a million of them, and NASA has carefully, mapped out their orbit to know which one is coming to collide with our planet. So you can imagine they are dust. They are so. much like dust in space. So, and this is what happened about 66 million years old, 66 million years ago, during the time of the dinosaurs. They didn't
Mm.
have space programs to be monitoring asteroids because
Okay.
they don't have that technology, they don't have that consciousness of building things. So the asteroid fell and destroyed their lives. So that is why it is important that we, everybody gets into this kind of activity, especially astronomy students or those people that have interest in astronomy. So recently, we have an asteroid impact. This one happened in 1908. Look at the crater, a very huge crater in Russia. So this is the
Okay.
kind of impact. So this is very deep. As you are looking at it, it's very very deep. And recently we have what it happened in Russia in 2013, about 10 years ago.
Again.
So this is it was caught live on camera. So you
Mm.
can imagine how bright it is.
Mm.
This will happen within a like split of seconds. This is like a slow motion of the event. Split of seconds.
Mm-hmm.
This thing landed and
Okay.
destroyed homes and properties and injured so many. So since that time, from that 2013 till now, the United Nations have put eye on it. They have marked out June 30 as Asteroid Day for so that people can be educated about asteroids and the danger they pose to our planet and our existence on Earth.
Okay.
So there are so many surveys around the world monitoring the sky. Okay, out of there are many research going on in astronomy, but this asteroid search is one of the most important because it's important because of our safety as
Okay.
Earthlings. So these are some of the satellites and the ground-based telescopes monitoring the sky every now and then. So you can have the Japanese Space Guide Association. You have the New WISE. This is the space telescope. You have the Space Watch. But the one that we are making use of, the data we are making use of are from the Pan stars. It's a
Okay.
ground-based. It is a ground-based telescope, and here is
Okay.
it. This is the telescope here. It is in the University of Hawaii. So the telescope scans the sky and collects data. It's like it's taking picture. It zooms deep into the asteroid belt or into the
Mm.
sky. It zooms deep and takes pictures of a particular patch of the sky at a different interval of time. So when it collects the data, it is sent to this website here, Isaac. So this organization is responsible for distributing it around the world. So if you register your school or your university, you will get the opportunity to receive data. You analyze the
Okay.
data and you submit your report through them again. So,
Okay.
so this is where our Pan African group comes in. There are many groups, there are so many international groups. So we have our Pan African group, and this is just one of our, like our last program. We invited so many university groups and space agency, about four of them. We had
Okay.
space agency of Kenya, of Angola, of Nigeria, and one other country. So we have been active for the past 2 years on this exercise, and we have
Okay.
discovered up to 25 asteroids. And one thing about the asteroid search is that whatever you discover belongs to you. Okay, it belongs to you. You can name it. Okay, but not now. You cannot name it immediately, but you can name it in the future, maybe in the next 6 to 10 years. But once you submit your report and it is evaluated further, and it is observed that this is a true asteroid, it will be catalogued. You can always
Okay.
look it up with softwares like Stellarium. You can know the position of the asteroid in the sky at all times. So And the reason why we are interested in university groups and space agencies, because university groups have most university groups have outreach programs where they go out to secondary schools to tell the children or the students about what they are doing, especially astronomy departments. They have those kind of
Mm,
outreach groups. They go out to
mm,
educate the public. So that is why our target is on university groups and space agencies. So here are the requirements to participate. You will need
mm.
um, Windows
Com-
operating system. You need a
okay.
computer, not smartphone. Okay, some people will be
Mm,
like, "Can we do it with smartphone?" I'll say no. You need a
mm,
computer, and it should be a Windows computer. So it can be
okay.
Windows 7 all the way to Windows 11. Okay, it
Okay.
can operate the software. It is a very simple software, and
Mm,
also you need a good internet connection because you use it to download the data
yes.
and also to analyze the data. However, it does not consume so much subscription. So people will be like, "Oh, how many gig do I need?" You don't need so much. You don't need so much megabytes. It doesn't consume so much data. In fact, it's equivalent to the data you use in your Facebook or Twitter or Instagram.
Okay.
Just the same. Then the
Okay.
time commitment, it doesn't consume much time. In case if you are a busy type, it doesn't consume much time. You can choose to be doing it on weekends. So far, you have learned how to use the software. It is so simple. So it is not a daily activity. You can choose to be doing
Okay.
it on daily basis. Okay, sorry, on weekly basis.
Weekly basis.
Yes,
Okay.
maybe on Saturdays or on Fridays. So, and also you can do it remotely. You mustn't converge in a place with your students. So far, they have their own
Okay.
systems. They can just do it remotely. Okay, you have at least should have at least a minimum of 3 people to form a group, and
Okay.
this group mustn't be only astronomy students, because this project
Okay.
is to make astronomy popular in Africa. So it shouldn't be only
Okay.
astronomy students. Everybody that expresses interest can join. It is very
Interest.
simple. You don't need
Okay.
to have astronomy knowledge, but you should know how to just operate a computer. Just basic
Okay.
operation of computer can can
Okay.
can work. All right. So, and that is for the asteroid search. And here are some of
Mm,
the other programs that we are promoting under the PASELAB 1.0 project. So, it is an international competition that happens every year. It's organized by
okay.
the International Astronomy and Astrophysics
Astronomy union.
competitions.
Con-
So it's a
Okay.
very, I first participated in the program in 2020, and I can tell you it's a very nice program. Okay, they will give you
Yes.
a kind of an exam, but like their questions are like it will make you to research to know something, and once you know it, it sticks. I can tell you the impact of this competition in me. I'm telling you, the research that I did those days, I really love it, and I decided to also promote it in Africa, because Africans Africans are not used to this kind of international activities. We want to promote it in Nigeria and Africa. So it happens
Okay.
yearly from February to June. Okay,
Okay.
like now, the final round is coming up on the 20th of this
Okay.
month. So, and after this final round, there will be, for this year it will end. Then next year another one will begin. So
Okay.
anytime there is a call for a fresh competition, I'll always send you the message. And I
Okay.
don't want the student to be afraid. It is very simple actually. They can research. You can research, and it's not what you have in your head. You can research, do your findings, and provide the answers. So that is how it works.
Okay.
So we have stages. We have the qualification round, the pre-final round, and the final round. So we have two categories: under 18 and above 18. So it is for everybody. Then, depending on how much they are able to do, If for the first prize, we go with 150 US dollars, and second prize is $100, and third prize is $50. However, after the qualification round, you are expected to make some payments about $9. We have discovered that most African students cannot afford that. So if we during that time, if we have a little budget, we normally support them to continue
Okay.
in the competition. Yes. So that is
Okay.
all about
Okay.
this particular competition. Then we
Program. Okay.
promote space arts. In this project, we collaborate with teachers across schools, mostly primary schools, and mostly primary schools and secondary schools. So we request for them to tell their pupils to draw anything they can imagine about space, anything they can imagine about space. So these are some of the arts we collected over the years. This is a
Okay.
Nigerian pupil. She drew this. She said
Okay.
that she wants Nigerian to, she wants to, she wants to be the first Nigerian that will land to the moon and put the flag of Nigeria on the moon. So
Okay.
you can imagine that. So it helps them, it
Yes.
inspires them towards STEM.
Aspiring for
Yes,
greatness.
yes. So you can imagine what they drew. They just use paint and paper to color what they imagine about space. These
Okay.
things makes them to take science seriously. This thing
Okay.
made me to take, although during the time I was growing up, I didn't have so much exposure, but I struggled. But my little struggle made me to achieve some of the knowledge I have today. So we
Okay.
encourage pupils all the way to 16. So far, you are below 16 or 16 years, you can participate in the program. So these are
Okay.
so after the after look at this organization. This is Space for Art Foundation, and this is their website. So
Okay.
after they color their paints, they can
Mm-hmm.
send it. The teacher or the person in charge can send it to this lady. This lady is an astronaut, but she's a retired astronaut. She's the founder of the Space for Art Foundation. One thing about this astronaut is that when they retire from going to space, they spend the rest of their lives promoting everything about
Trying to
space.
mentor people. Mm.
Do you understand? They spend the rest of their life promoting space. So this is her niche. This is how she is promoting space. She's going all around the world, visiting schools. You know, no, we are urging her to come to Nigeria. Actually, I hope she will
Okay.
consider that. But as we expect her, we normally send those arts to her, and she will use those arts to make a space suit like this. She'll make a space suit like this, you know. And sometimes we send the space suit to the International Space Station. This is an astronaut in space wearing the space suit. So you can imagine a child in Nigeria who sent this picture to her, and it is used to build a space. And later on, the project was flown to space. It's a big inspiration to that child. And this is the picture of the International Space Station. It's a lab in space. It's a kind of a laboratory in space where astronauts live and carry out their research.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is what. So it is just to make them feel, you know, to feel they have achieved something. So then we have our second project, Pascal Lab Project 2.0. In this project, we teach teachers, students, and space enthusiasts how to process space images. And
Okay.
I'm going to teach you what it means to process space images. Look at this picture here. Look, this is smartphones, and this is a camera. And if you use smartphone, you can use it to take your selfie or to take a picture of your family member or of your loved ones. And after taking the picture, you will see the beauty. almost immediately, right? You see the
Yes.
color. Just this is a selfie of me and I took. This is the color of my tie. This is my. I'm wearing a white shirt. This is my
Yes.
background. Do you understand? This is exactly what you get when you take a picture with your smartphone or with this camera. So we have these things have a special technology called color CCD. So when you take pictures of any object with them, you will get the color of that object right there in real time. However, the kind of cameras, if you use this to take pictures of deep space objects like planets and galaxies, or they may not be impressive. They may not capture it because they are not manufactured to pierce deeper into space. So we use a special kind of camera called telescopes. And when you take pictures with these telescopes, maybe you take a picture of a galaxy or a planet, this is how they will appear in the
Okay.
first place. This is how they will appear. Okay? So, and you can imagine after spending hours observing a galaxy, maybe you are carrying out a research, and you come back and you input the image in your computer, and this is what you will see. It's a little bit of disappointing, right?
It's discouraging. Yes.
Yes. So this file, this file is called FITS. FITS.
Fits.
Yes, flexible image
As in
transport system. It is the file that we
flexible
use
image
in astronomy
transport
for,
system.
yes, it is the file we use in collecting data in astronomy. So it is the duty of the astronomer to extract the details inside this fit file. There are so many pixels embedded in this fit file. So you're going to use some special softwares to extract those information to
Okay.
produce beautiful images of galaxies and planets. So let me just show you an example. So after collecting the data like this and you
Mm-hmm.
transform it with your special software, you're going to have these kind of results. Very
Hmm.
beautiful images like this. So with
Yes.
this, you can use it for many
Solar
purposes.
galaxies.
You can use it for the beauty, okay? In developed countries, they use it. It's a business, okay? Some of them build their careers in this. They process images and they sell it to companies and they buy it. And if you observe, most of the things around us are from this space object. If you observe Mozilla Firefox,
Okay.
their icon is
Yes.
an icon
That
of space.
image.
Yes. Most of
Yes.
these things that we have around us are space images, but we don't know. It is when I got into image processing that I started to understand some of these things. So from here, you can even, you know, calculate the distance of these galaxies by doing what we call photometry. Photometry. So
Photometry.
yes,
Okay.
you can do
Okay.
a photometry to know how distant these these galaxies are. Look at
Galaxies.
these are galaxies. Every single thing that you are seeing here is a
Yes.
galaxy. Except those ones that are like spiky. They are stars in our own galaxy. You know, this was taken by the Hubble Space Telescope.
Okay.
It was taken by the Hubble Space Telescope. So it
Okay.
zoomed very deep into the sky to collect this. So this one was taken by the from the James Webb Space Telescope.
Okay. James Webb. Okay.
Yes, this one was taken by James Webb. This one too. This one was taken by the Hubble Space Telescope,
Mm-hmm.
and also this one. And this one was taken by a ground telescope um, called Last Congress Observatory. We have a
Okay. Last Congress.
yes,
Yes. Yes. I know about that.
yes. So we wrote a
Okay.
proposal for them to give us about
Yeah. Viewing time.
some hours of telescope time so
Mm.
that I can allocate it to my African team for us to use it for astrophotography and for research. And
Okay.
They are yet to get back to us. I just submitted the proposals a few days
Yeah,
ago.
I saw it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and I'm the one that did all these things, and I'm developing um, materials and tutorials on how anybody that has interest to do it. This is quite simple, honestly, but it depends on the person you learn it from. I learn it
Yes.
from the people that are very good. Okay. But if you learn it from people that are just doing it anyhow, it will look so
Mm.
complicated, and by the end, you will not produce a good result. So that is why I am
Yes.
developing tutorials on it.
Okay.
The ones that I have currently developed is for Photoshop. Photoshop.
Okay.
I'm also developing it with GIMP because Photoshop is not free. So in case if you cannot have a Photoshop, you can use GIMP. GIMP is a free software that is like Photoshop too. So you can use it to
Okay.
do the same thing as Photoshop.
Okay.
So, so this project, and I just showed you here, these two will lead us to this project, this third one here. So
Which is
these are the telescope that I showed you, the Lost
Los
Congress
Congress and
Observatory
slow.
and SLU. So this one is for the
Okay.
Lost Congress Observatory, and this is SLU. And what they have in common is that they are web telescopes.
Okay.
They are web telescopes. It means that you can operate them from your house or from your office, and you can
Okay.
use them for research and astrophotography. So we are, like I've told you before, we have written a telescope proposal time to them, and
Mm.
likely we are going to get it because I explained so many things and why we deserve it, and we're going to get it hopefully. But for
Mm.
this one is for SLU. They are
Mm.
almost the same thing, but this one now, you can use it as you are capturing an image. You are seeing it live. For instance,
The slow.
yes, you are seeing it live.
Okay.
You will see the image of the galaxy live in colored
Okay.
form. Their
Okay.
telescope is more sophisticated.
Okay.
But I asked them, they said that they are using it for only astrophotography. They are only interested in promoting astrophotography across schools, secondary schools, and universities. So that is
Okay.
what they are using it for. But here,
Okay.
these people, they're also using their own for astrophotography and for research. So,
Okay.
and we are going for the two. So once you
Okay.
learn this ones that I showed you here, the video
Mm.
that I developed, in the videos, I demonstrated how you can download those data from the James Webb Space Telescope and from
Okay.
Hubble. Do you understand? So when you learn how to, those data has been observed already. So when you
Mm.
learn how to work
Download
with those
them.
ones, we can now give you
Mm.
an account. I can assign you an
Okay.
account. We also teach you how to take your own raw data and process them, maybe for your research
Okay.
or for astrophotography.
Okay.
Yes. So, and lastly, I want to introduce you to, in as much as we're going to give you a very sophisticated telescope to use for your research or astrophotography, we are not also neglecting the need for small telescopes. Look
Okay.
at these telescopes here. These are called handheld telescopes. You can use it
Okay.
for your outreach, okay? Like in your department, you
Okay.
can have one. You can
Okay.
have one. So we can give you, it is for free actually. You
Okay.
can get it for free. This is the man, he is Dr. Jean. He works with the Office of Astronomy for Outreach.
For development. Okay.
So they
Okay.
work in identifying groups, university groups, to donate their telescopes. And
Okay.
they are mostly interested in university groups because that is where you have
Okay.
students. Uh-huh. And
Yes.
they want you to be active with the telescope as soon as you have it.
You
They don't they,
receive it.
they
Okay.
don't want a group that they will give a telescope to now. They will just use it once and dump it. You can
Okay.
maybe on weekends or once in a month. They just want you to be active using the
Okay.
telescope. And once you are from a university, departments, they can easily get it. Now there are two
Okay.
ways. There are two ways you can obtain a telescope from them. Every year they have a call. So they have a call, and many schools and many organizations all around the world write to them for a telescope. So he told
Okay.
me that yearly they receive about 20,000 applications.
Applications. Okay.
Yes, and they only give out 100 telescopes.
Wow.
100 telescopes. So you can imagine, out of 20,000, they can only select about 100
20,000.
groups.
Wow.
100 groups. So, but I got a special favor.
Okay.
I got a special favor because he has been watching my activity in Africa,
Okay.
connecting with underrepresented groups, and they are
Mm.
interested in working with underrepresented groups. So he told me that I told him that I want him to give me telescope to give to those underrepresented groups. He said, okay,
Okay.
but those underrepresented groups that I'm bringing are not among the selected 100 groups.
Hundreds.
Yes. So, because
Okay.
once you are selected among those 100,
Mm. Mm.
they make a special budget for it. They will send
Okay.
the telescope to your country. Do you understand?
Okay.
And he told me that it is very, very costly. It is very costly because the tax they pay on the telescope
Mm.
when they want to import it to Africa is almost more
Mm.
than the price of the telescope.
Okay.
So they told me that if any of my group is interested, they should make an arrangement. Maybe if they have a colleague coming to Europe,
Okay.
if you are coming to, maybe if it is not you, maybe a colleague or a friend that want to come back to
Mm.
Nigeria, they can give to the person can bring it to
Mm.
you. So
Okay.
So anytime you have someone, you can communicate to me. I can connect the person to him in Europe because in Europe there is movement. There's no tax for moving from one country to the other. So they can easily give to the person for the person to bring to you. So that is all about our project. So I would like us our next campaign is coming up on I think it's on August, yes. And I would like
Okay.
your university to join.
Okay.
Yeah, because you told me that you are the only astronomy lecturer, and I was
I'm
like,
not the only one. I have a professor.
okay,
I have a professor who was my MSc supervisor.
okay,
But for reasons personal to him, he has something he's doing, but he excluded me all of a sudden. We are doing it together, like this OAD. He has a grant. So
okay.
I think he usually gets the grant every year. Astronomy for Development, Office of
Yes, I know about
Astronomy
it.
for Development. They gave him a grant. So he goes to the secondary schools around in his community precisely to do
Okay,
outreaches for them. The first
okay.
time he started it, we went together. But subsequently, he never included me in the stuff again. He's doing it with people who are not even in my school. Do you
Wow.
understand? I don't know why. I wanted to confront him, but on a second thought, I said, let me just forget about him. Currently, I'm doing a PhD program at the UNN. So I said, let me focus on my program first. When
Okay.
I'm done, I will look out for things to do. But being a part of this your e-lab stuff, seeing what you are doing, and I got marveled when you said that a private university in Abia State were part of this. I was like, wow.
Yes.
So that was why I had to write you the first time I did, and you said it's not necessarily that there should be people as in so many people before we can start it.
Yes, you
So
can
I
just
think
start with a few.
I can start, yeah, with some students.
Yes, to just have the experience at
Uh-huh.
first.
Yes, and that's why I asked you to train me, because actually my background is not physics. My background was physics electronics
Okay,
under science lab tech. Uh-huh.
okay.
So, but I did a PGD program and masters, and I'm doing PhD now. But you know Nigeria, you know how they teach. It's
Yeah.
all about theory, and it's
Yes.
affecting us.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
affecting us. And these people that are teaching you, some of them don't even know it.
You see, if you
You
don't have
understand?
experience, you won't know it. If you don't
Mm-hmm.
have
So
experience, you
that
won't
is
know
it.
it.
And that's why I got interested in what you are doing. So I want to see how I can get very much acquainted with what you are doing in order to impact my students. You
Yeah.
understand?
Yes.
Uh-huh. So that is it.
So, which university are you affiliated with?
Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, formerly Anambra State University.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Mm, mm, mm,
Good. Good. So
mm.
these are very serious programs that students
Okay,
can, and by the end they receive your certificate. There is certificate.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. I'm interested.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
So
If
I will.
of the
Okay.
situation of things in the east here,
Mm-hmm.
insecurity and all of that, we go to school just once a week. I was
Wow.
at school yesterday. So the next place I will go will be on Friday, and the Zibarium, we'll have 3 campuses.
Okay.
So, but the campus at Uli, where our department is, and where mostly science and engineering is based,
Mm-hmm.
is the hot zone for this insecurity stuff.
Wow.
So it's a problem for us. So if we had had this training before yesterday, I could have gotten some students as at yesterday to be
Wow.
part of
Wow.
this.
Okay. Do you know what?
Yes.
We can arrange. We
Mm,
can actually arrange on weekends, or it mustn't be on work days. We can
okay.
arrange. Yes. There's no. It's not because we still have August, so there's still time.
No, there's still time. I'll go to school next week. When I go to school, I'll talk to some students.
Okay.
Then I will get back to you and we'll start.
Sure. Sure. I'll be glad to train your students. I'll be very glad.
Hello?
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
I said I'll be glad. I will be glad to meet and train your students.
It's okay. It's
All right.
okay. Well, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you have any
Uh,
questions? Any questions?
I don't have any questions really. You said that you have a video that
Yes.
you made concerning how to search for. Okay, that's the video, right?
I made a video
Is
on.
that the video?
Okay. Do you know what? I
Uh, uh,
I have a video for people to learn how to use the software to search for the asteroids. In fact, I have a video in all our
yes.
projects, and I'm still developing more.
Okay.
But most people,
Okay.
if you give them the video, they will not be proactive. They will just say they will do it. In a week time, they won't do anything. So I'll be like, okay, let us schedule a meeting so that I can
Okay.
have a live meeting with you within 1 hour, 30 minutes. We are done. So, and they will
Okay.
just get the skill without giving excuses.
Okay.
Yes. So I don't know
Okay. Okay.
which one you will prefer or they will prefer. Is it the meeting, the live training meeting, or going through the video?
I think yeah, the live training meeting will be better.
Okay.
Mm.
So you have to. Okay. Okay. When you meet them, if you meet them next week, you tell them.
Mm-hmm.
So they should decide
Yes.
on any day, mostly weekends. Then I'll be available. I'll be available to train them.
Okay. 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 No problem.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank
Thanks
you. I'm
for your
grateful.
time. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm grateful.
You're most welcome. All right.
Thank you. Oh, yeah.
Take care.
Okay. Bye.